It's my pleasure to welcome you all. Today, we are going to read a book titled, Wake Up Rupert. Please like and subscribe to this channel for new video updates. Every morning when the sun came up, Rupert the rooster crowed, cock-a-doodle-doo. That was his job. He had to wake up Farmer Tim and his family, and all the barnyard animals. But it was not a perfect job for Rupert, because he had a terrible time waking up himself. He had to set 6 alarm clocks before he went to bed at night to make sure he didn't sleep past sunrise. He hid them around his room in hard-to-find places. That way, by the time he got all the alarms turned off the next morning, at least one of his eyes would be open enough to see the sun come up. It's not fair that I have to always get up before everyone else, he complained one day to his best friend, Sherman the sheep. I need a lot more rest than most roosters. Hey, I have an idea, said Sherman. Why don't you teach me how to crow? I'll wake everybody up, and you can sleep late. Would you do that for me? Said Rupert. You're a real pal, Sherman. Rupert started teaching Sherman how to crow. First point your head up, then puff your chest out, and take a deep breath. Next throw your wings back. Now open your beak, as wide as you can, and cock-a-doodle-doo. Ba, ba, ba. Good, said Rupert. But louder, way, way louder. Remember, Sherman, your voice is going to have to wake up everybody on this whole big farm. Don't worry, Sherman called back. When nighttime came, Rupert put his fuzzy slipper over his ears and held them in place with his sleeping cap. Nothing was going to wake him up early. He fell sound asleep. Out in the pasture, Sherman slept too. But it wasn't very long before Sherman had a dream. He dreamed it was already morning. The sun was high in a bright blue sky, and he had slept right through the 6 ringing alarm clocks. Oh no, he gasped. I'm too late. He leaped up and with his eyes still closed, he pointed his nose at the stars. He puffed out his chest, flung his elbows back, opened his mouth as wide as it could go, and crowed, Baba, Baba, Ba. But it wasn't very loud, and nobody woke up. Sherman tried again. And then again. But he couldn't crow any louder. They're still sleeping. This is terrible. What am I going to do? Think, Sherman, think, he said. Up in the loft, Rupert was sleeping soundly, when suddenly he was awakened by the loudest noise he had ever heard. His head shot straight up off the pillow. What was that? He half scrambled, half flew down the ladder. He ran past the morning cows and the clucking hens out through the gap in the locked barn door. He was feeling his way in the dark along the backside of the barn when another blast of noise hit him, even louder than before. Ba, ba, ba. Rupert put his wings over his ears and peeked around the corner. There in the field stood Sherman, his mouth wide and his chest puffed out. And behind Sherman were his brothers and sisters and friends and aunts and uncles and cousins. They were all pointing their noses up at the night sky, and their mouths were all opened as wide as they could go. Ba, ba, ba. Stop, cried Rupert. Stop. It's the middle of the night. You'll wake everybody up. But it was too late. Everybody was already awake. The lights were on in the farmhouse. Farmer Tim's wife was already cooking breakfast, and the kids were getting dressed for school. Farmer Tim came up the hill and unlocked the barn door, and all the animals burst out to start a new day. But, of course, they weren't expecting it to be so dark. The goats didn't see Farmer Tim and knocked him backward into the water trough. The pigs slipped in the water and slid down the hill into the hens' laying boxes. The kids, still full from dinner, weren't hungry for breakfast and went out to wait for the school bus. And the cows walked right past the milking barn, clumped into the kitchen, and ate all the pancakes. What a disaster, thought Rupert. This is all my fault. Waking everybody up is a special job, and it's my job. The following morning, for the first time ever, Rupert woke up before his alarm clocks went off. Both of his eyes popped wide open. He jumped out of bed and did deep breathing exercises. Then he went out on his balcony to wait for the sun. And when the first ray of light peeked over the hill, Rupert crowed and crowed. He looked down on the farm with pride as lights came on and voices filled the air. Everything was back to the way it always was. Well, almost. There was one thing that was new. After they all crowed in the middle of the night, Sherman and his friends and relatives loved how they sounded together and decided to form a chorus. They were rehearsing a song when Rupert was walked by the pasture. Sherman stopped conducting for a moment and called over. "Come to our show tonight, Rupert. Everyone's invited." And everyone came. As the sun dipped behind the hill, the whole farm joined the sheep in song, and everyone made music late into the night. Everyone, that is, except Rupert. He left early to go to bed. He wanted to get up in plenty of time to crow in the morning. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to click on bell icon for new video updates.